My name is Nelson Patterson. I'm the president and CEO of HealthySole. And we are a UVC-powered medical device that sanitizes the soles of shoes to help stop the transmission of pathogens from room to room, from dirty to clean, or from hospital to home. Hospital-acquired infections or healthcare-acquired infections are a serious problem in this country. Over 100,000 people will die this year alone in the United States as a result of HAI. 1 in 20 hospitalized patients today, according to the CDC, are hospitalized because they are being treated for an HAI. More folks died from HAIs last year, or in 2016, than died from the flu, from suicide, and even from complications of diabetes. And it's an expensive problem to have. $35 to $45 billion in uncompensated care in hospitals occurs because of HAIs. And that means as many as 1 in 9 patients who have this at some point will die from the complications. Current prevention for HAI has taken what we might know as sort of the standard. We wash our hands better, we use alcohol-infused gels, we change our gowns more often, we have better cleaning techniques, we have antimicrobial coatings that go on top of furniture. We use whole room UVC disinfection with robots to complete terminal sterilization between patients. And yet, we continue to have problems with HAI proliferation. UVC is an important part, however, of advancing that story. What's not been addressed so far, though, are the floors. When you walk into a room and you move through a room, it's not unlike the character Pigpen from the Peanuts cartoon strip. There is a cloud of dust, if you could follow it with an infrared vision, a cloud of dust that follows you. You're aerosolizing the dirt, the dust, the viruses, and the pathogens on the floor. They come to rest on the tops of tables, beds, patient's skin, even the air ducts in a room 9 feet up can be tested positive for pathogens that are found on the floor. Curtis Donsky is one of the premier infection prevention specialists in the US out of Cleveland. He works for the VA and Case Western. He did a study in which he put three 3-centimeter discs in a patient room. He had an inoculated non-pathogenic virus, and in 30 minutes, 50 feet down the hallway, on the nurse's keyboard at the nurse's station, he could positively culture that same virus, 30 minutes, 50 feet away. Kevin Gary at the University of Houston School of Pharmacy completed a similar study in which he monitored not only the effectiveness of UVC against pathogen kill, but he also looked at what it would be like to understand how it could be affected in a room. I'll share the results of his study in a moment. Our device is fairly simple. It's straightforward. It looks like a scale. You step on it. On top of those grates, which disperses the bottom of your shoe so that you can get 97% coverage of the bottom of your shoe. That's part of our core patent, that grating that you can see. Sensors that are there assure proper alignment. In turn, you have 8 seconds of exposure of the bottom of your shoes, and then you may move on. There's a visual cue that you've completed that. Our clinical studies and our clinical portfolio is strong. In January of 2018, the Journal of Hospital Infection published a study by Kevin Gary. You can read the results there, but we had a log 10 reduction on E. coli, Staph aureus, Enterococcus, and C. diff. Furthermore, he showed that we reduced the CFU, or colonizing formation units of pathogens, in the rooms, not only on the floors, but on healthcare equipment, furniture, beds, and even the skin of the patient. We have 3 separate studies underway at current. We've completed a study, and the analysis is being done right now from the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga School of Medicine, study in pediatric hematology and oncology at Erlanger Children's Hospital, which showed in its first assessment a statistically significant reduction in C. diff in the patient room. Dr. Curtis Donsky will be sharing the results of his study on C. diff reduction at Case Western later this year. And next week, we're sending our device to the University of Ottawa to the Kremko labs under Dr. Syed Sattar, where we will be studying live coronavirus, COVID-19 efficiency against our product. There have been multiple studies demonstrating the power of UVC, and already we know from prior studies that have been done and REM calculations that we're effective against the entire class of coronavirus, SARS and MERS being the precedents, and we'll complete the testing this coming week against COVID-19. So what's the US market potential for this product? Well, just in the hospital or healthcare market alone, we believe it's 200,000 units. That's about 1.5 billion in capital sales, plus the ensuing disposable sale, which are lamps and dust shields that go with the product. You can see the areas where we believe its appeal is strongest. And there are secondary call points as well that are important, like compounding pharmacies and hospitals. Columbia Presbyterian uses this right now in their compounding pharmacy at New York Hospital, and the Joint Commission, upon their review of this a year ago, published a notification that they felt that this was a critical addition to achieve in ISO 6, 7, and 8 facilities the pathogen reduction that they were looking for compliance with the new USP 797 and 800 regulations. But there's markets beyond healthcare, and that's where this is a little bit of a straddle product for this particular conference. We've sold our product to Genentech and Allergan for use in their research facilities and manufacturing facilities. USP even uses us at their flagship lab at their headquarters in Rockville, Maryland. The Los Angeles Police Department has an order for 250 of our devices to be delivered in the coming year. Why? Because in one precinct alone last year, 10 officers came down with MRSA. There were 2 cases of typhoid and 3 cases of Hep A, all because of an increased patrol through a homeless encampment near that facility. It can be used in food processing, food service areas, and we have at least 2 NFL teams studying MRSA reduction with our product as well. That's all commercial. There's a home market as well. And since COVID-19 has been in the headlines in the last month, we've had a surge of inquiries from consumers wanting to buy the product for home use. What we already knew was that there was a strong appeal for this product because of its clinical efficacy. But parents, particularly those between the ages of 3 and 12, are looking for something to help minimize the likelihood that their child will get sick. Nurses and physicians don't want to carry germs back home and introduce them into their home. Teachers, law enforcement, veterinary, livestock, agricultural workers all have had inquiries of us. Our IP portfolio is strong and is really focused on the grading. We have 3 issued patents. We have a full patent in China that was given to us last year. We have a Korean patent, and for EU protection, we have an issued patent as well in Spain. The 3 patents are young. They form what we call our IP moat around the core product, which is the interaction between the software, the grading, and the exposure of light. That all enables us to make the claims around our efficacy. Our management team is experienced in medical device, sales, as well as the consumer. Bob Castle is our founder. He was a former CEO of 2 Fortune 100 companies. And on a side note, curious thing, happened to be the personal manager for Muhammad Ali. I came from a background in consumer products and for the last 20 years in medical device, working with companies, fast growth companies like Sonosite, as well as large established turnaround businesses like the infusion pump business for Baxter. I went back to the small world with Aerogen and Exokinetics and helped them on the launch of their products and growth of their products in the US market as well. Chris Griffith, who leads our sales operation, has over 15 years of medical device experience, has built 2 distributorships and sold them both off. Peter Castle handles all of our patent portfolio and our financials. Our commercial results in 2019 I consider to be nominal. We had no outbound sales or marketing, yet we recognized revenue of approximately $100,000. Currently, we're on track, we believe, to have between $800,000 and $1 million in sales this year, again, without a full marketing or sales staff until completion of this round. Our investment objective is $3.5 million in the Series A. We already have $2.9 million through friends and family. It's a 35% equity stake, as I noted, for sales force development, for our brand development, for transfer of some of our manufacturing to a secondary source that will allow us to scale, as well as some of our engineering growth. Our business is quite profitable. On a gross margin basis, we expect to run greater than 80%. On a net margin basis, by year 3, we expect to have a very healthy, almost 50% net margin. So again, non-510K, a proven technology, de-risked through the consumer market. We're raising money with a validated need, strong organic demand, solid management, a first mover advantage with a strong IP position, and compelling margins. I'd be happy to talk with you later.